Hi, Virgo. Welcome to Virgo. Okay, Sue. Virgo, pay close attention because this message is not random. Before we go any further, take a moment to support Virgo. Like this reading, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment if your intuition is already reacting. Your energy being present here matters more than you realize. Now, let's get into it. Virgo, the energy coming through right now is intense, urgent, and honestly a little shocking. The cards immediately show someone who disappeared without explanation, someone who went quiet when things were starting to matter. This is the person who ghosted you. They didn't fade away because they stopped caring. They left because things became too real, too deep, too emotionally exposing for them to handle at that time. As the cards are laid out, the Nine of Swords appears first. This tells me this person has been losing sleep over you. Late nights, replaying conversations, wondering how you're doing, questioning whether they made the biggest mistake of their life by walking away. They tried to distract themselves, tried to convince themselves they made the right decision, but their mind never truly left you. Right next to it comes the Six of Cups. This is nostalgia, emotional, memory, longing. You are not just someone they dated or talked to. You became a reference point for love, comfort, and emotional safety. They compare everyone to you, and that leads us directly to the next reveal. The Three of Cups reversed shows up very clearly. This is the third party energy collapsing. Whoever stood between you and this person, whether it was another romantic interest, an ex, a rebound, or even interference from friends or family, is no longer in the picture. The illusion has shattered. The connection they tried to replace you with did not fulfill them. It felt empty, surface, level, or transactional. They realized very quickly that it was never love. Virgo, here's where it gets intense. The Knight of Wands and the Devil come out together. This tells me this person is coming back fast, impulsive, and emotionally charged. They are not returning calmly. They are returning with urgency, desire, and a need to reclaim what they feel they lost. This is where the love bombing energy comes in. Excessive messages, sudden confessions, over the top affection, big promises, big emotions, big gestures. They want to overwhelm you with proof that they still care. But here's the thing, Virgo, the cards want you to stay very aware. The Magician appears, which means this person knows exactly what to say to pull at your heart. They know your soft spots. They know how to sound sincere. They know how to activate the emotional bond you once shared. And while there are real feelings here, there is also fear driving their behavior. Fear of losing you permanently. Fear of you moving on. Fear of realizing too late that you were the one. Now let's talk about you. The Queen of Pentacles and the Hermit show up for your energy. You have changed. You are more grounded, more self-aware, and far less willing to accept inconsistency. You've done the inner work. You've healed parts of yourself that once would have rushed back the moment they returned. You're no longer operating from loneliness or longing, you're operating from self-respect. This creates a power shift. The Judgment card reveals that this reconnection is karmic. This is not happening by accident. This is a moment of truth. A moment where everything that was left unsaid, avoided, or mishandled is now coming to the surface. This person is being forced to face the consequences of their silence, their avoidance, and their choices. They are realizing that ghosting you didn't erase the bond, it only delayed the reckoning. Virgo, the Ace of Cups, shows that there is an opportunity for emotional renewal here, but it does not come without conditions. This isn't about going back to how things were. This is about whether this person can show up differently, consistently, and honestly, not just intensely. And then the cards slow everything down. The Temperance card appears, asking you to pace yourself, to observe actions, not words, to allow them to prove change over time rather than getting swept up in the emotional surge. Because while the love bombing energy is strong, so is your intuition, and your intuition already knows there's more beneath the surface. The energy here suggests conversations that stretch late into the night, confessions that feel raw and unexpected, apologies that finally sound genuine, but also moments where you pause and ask yourself whether this is growth or panic. Okay, Sue, the next card that falls is the Page of Cups, and this tells me the message you're going to receive is emotionally vulnerable in a way you did not expect. This isn't just, hey, how are you energy. This is nervous, hesitant, emotionally exposed communication. They are rehearsing what to say before they say it. Typing, deleting, typing again. There is fear here, Virgo. Fear that you won't respond, fear that you've closed the door, fear that they waited too long. Right beneath it, the Eight of Wands confirms timing. This happens suddenly, fast, out of nowhere, when you least expect it, possibly at night when defenses are lower, possibly when you're finally feeling detached. That's when the universe likes to test emotional mastery. Now listen closely, because this part is important. The Five of Pentacles shows me how deeply abandoned they felt after losing you, even though they were the ones who left. This person has been operating from a place of emotional lack. They did not feel chosen in their past, and when they felt themselves getting attached to you, it activated an old wound. Instead of leaning in, they ran. Ghosting was not confidence, it was self-protection. The moon appears, and this reveals hidden truths. There are things they never told you, feelings they suppressed, moments where they wanted to reach out but convinced themselves not to, confusion, emotional immaturity at the time. And yes, someone whispering doubts in their ear. That third-party influence wasn't just romantic, it was also psychological. Virgo, the cards are showing me that when they will come back intense, but also confused about whether they deserve you. Then comes the King of Cups reversed. This is crucial. It tells me this person feels deeply, but struggles to regulate emotions. They swing between emotional distance and emotional flooding. This explains the love bombing energy. When they feel safe, they pour everything out at once. When they feel threatened, they shut down completely. This pattern is what the universe is putting under the microscope now. And here's where your role becomes powerful. The Justice card lands directly on your side. This is balance, truth, accountability. You are no longer chasing clarity. Clarity is coming to you. You are no longer asking questions, they are volunteering answers, and you are being asked to decide what is fair for you, not what feels emotionally tempting. Virgo, you are no longer the same person they ghosted. The Empress shows your growth, your glow, your emotional abundance. You don't need their attention anymore, and that is exactly why they feel the pull so strongly now. Energy shifts when someone realizes they may have truly lost access to you. The cards are also showing jealousy. The Seven of Wands appears. This person feels threatened by the idea of someone else stepping into your life. Even if there is no one else yet, the possibility is enough to trigger urgency. They don't want to compete, they want to reclaim. And then the Two of Cups peeks out from the deck, but it does not fully land. This tells me the connection still exists, but it is not guaranteed. It depends on what happens next, on whether words turn into consistency, on whether intensity turns into stability, on whether this person can stay present after the emotional rush fades. Virgo, the energy is building toward a moment, a conversation, a message, a meeting where everything shifts, where truth spills out faster than expected, where you see clearly whether this is transformation or repetition. Eee. The next card that comes out is the Knight of Swords. This tells me the return is not gentle, it's direct, impulsive, and urgent. When this person reaches out, they won't ease into it. They will come straight to the point. Something inside them snaps. A realization hits. a moment where they suddenly understand, if I don't speak now, I lose Virgo forever. This is someone acting on anxiety mixed with truth. They are no longer able to sit with the silence. Right after the Ace of Swords appears, this is a confession card. Raw honesty, truth cutting through illusion. This is them finally saying what they avoided before. Expect clarity, expect explanations. Expect them to admit what went wrong, why they disappeared, and what they regret. This conversation clears confusion, but it may also shock you with how long they've been holding this inside. Virgo, the Ten of Swords follows. This represents the guilt they carry. Sleepless nights, replaying the ending over and over, realizing too late that walking away hurt both of you. This person has already punished themselves internally. What you experienced as abandonment, they experienced later as emotional collapse. The ending you were forced to accept became the awakening they couldn't escape. Then something powerful happens. The Tower shows up. This means their life has recently been shaken dramatically. The third-party energy is gone because it was unstable, fake, built on distraction rather than depth. Something fell apart for them, and it forced self-awareness. This is not the same person energetically who ghosted you. That version of them no longer exists. But here's the turning point, Virgo. The Six of Cups lands gently. This is nostalgia, memories, emotional bonding that never faded. You were not forgotten. You were compared. They tried to move on, but nothing felt the same. You represented emotional safety, authenticity, and purity. And once you touch that kind of connection, surface level connections no longer satisfy. Now I pull the Strength card. This is you. You are calmer now, more self respecting, more emotionally grounded. You don't need validation. You don't need closure. And that inner strength is what shifts the power dynamic. You are not waiting, you are observing. And they feel that Virgo, the Hierophant, appears next. This is serious intention, commitment energy, not flirting, not games. This person is thinking long term now. They are considering what it would actually take to build something real with you: consistency, loyalty, effort, and emotional responsibility. They know this time, words alone will not be enough. And finally, the card that seals the message, the Judgment card. This is karmic return. This connection was never finished. It was paused so growth could happen on both sides. This is a second chance energy, not guaranteed, but offered. The universe is putting the truth on the table and saying, now decide with awareness, not attachment. Virgo. This person is coming back transformed by loss, driven by regret, and motivated by fear of missing their true chance. But the ending of this story does not depend on how much they want you. It depends on whether their actions match their words. It depends on whether consistency replaces intensity. It depends on whether you choose peace over potential. The cards show the door reopening, but you hold the key now. And as the energy settles, there is still one message forming, one final realization this person has about you that changes how they approach you completely, something they are afraid to admit out loud, and something your intuition already knows before they even say it.